Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B, and I am your host here with BA. How you doing, BA?
I'm good. After a Lions win, how would you feel? You know what I'm saying?
I only got one thing to say. Do you know what today is?
What, Victory Friday?
Yes, sir.
Victory Friday. Look at you trying to get a picture up.
Yeah. I will be getting one up shortly. I am actually responding to somebody right now.
Oh, okay. Yep, no jack off, no jack offs on today, Matt Yinzer. What's up, Robbie?
Yins are already in. Oh, no jagout today. Oh, Ken will be here shortly. Steve, good to see you.
What's up, Steve? Oh, I ran out of coffee. But anyway. Where's my nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see.
Are you ready to see what I got for us?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start with my first comment that I made, and I put it right in my article that I wrote last night. You saw it. Dan Campbell matured on Prime. I said he had an epiphany. You want to know what that epiphany was?
Stop playing Madden. Going for it on fourth down.
The point. He took the point. Holy shit, he took the points every time.
Yeah. Yep.
Saying Ken is a jagoff is an understatement. Yeah, I know. He's a mega jagoff that lives in a bear that lives in Jacksonville that roots for Duval.
Poor Duval. Anyway.
But how's it feeling, Cowboys fans, to know that these guys have been your daddy 2 years in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Since 2022, we haven't lost to them.
Yep.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's just get through this year.
23-24, we did have one taken away from us. I remember that. Deep dish pizza isn't pizza. You shut your whore mouth. That comes straight from Sicily.
Well, pizza here is not pizza in Italy. That's for damn sure. Pizza here is more Americanized.
Right.
I've had pizza. I had pizza in Italy before. It is nothing like the pizza here.
But no, it's amazing. But anyway,
it's fresher and it's better, for you. And
so I do have some symbols for this season for a certain team.
Yeah.
The pentagon, the hexagon, the octagon, and season-gon.
That's right. The 1-star rating. Yes, he did, Steve.
Yes, I will get to that in a minute. Because let's talk about that first drive when we had to settle for the field goal. Goff was uncomfortable. Kenny Clark was beating Tristan Colon like a redheaded stepchild off the line, getting pressure from the inside, pressure coming from the outside. But you know what was crazy about it? No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
We got told that defensive line was going to beat us, and every time they did, there was a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
lo
it
and behold,
was.
Miles Frazier comes in the second drive. He has a false start on his second play, I believe it was, because the first play went for a first down. A run through that gap between the tackle and guard, which was one of the keys that I said we'd have to do.
The first drive is when Poopy Pants got the sack, right?
Yeah. Was that the only one?
Yeah, that's only the sack that they got. Poopy Pants got the sack.
Yeah, he probably had to
Yes.
leave the game because he shit himself again.
Yep. You're right, Robbie. When the chips fall on Pickens, man, that dude is like DJ Metcalf. It's probably a good thing that you guys got rid of him because then you have two quitters on that team. DJ Metcalf is another guy that does the same thing that Pickens does. He doesn't get involved in the game, he quits. Or he doesn't involve himself in the game. Pickens had a bad second half. He should have been out there. Should have been the man.
I mean, the first half was all CD till his concussion, but he didn't get a touchdown. That Ryan Flournoy, he impressed me.
Flonase was killing us. Jesus, he was
Yeah,
killing us.
9 catches, 115 yards, 12.8 to tutty with a long of 42. Jake Ferguson was doing good until he started getting called for his bullshit.
Yeah, he had that fumble. He didn't have he might have had a good game as far as stats are concerned, but as far as a game and I mean, he didn't really have a great game. He had 5 for 58. Didn't have any touch, but he fumbled the ball. He got called for a couple of. He was having a horrible game.
Yeah, the face mask was the one that he legit earned because I swear if he put his hand any further into Hutchinson's face, he'd have been able to pull out his dinner. I'm serious. I mean, that was under the face mask. That just wasn't the face mask. He was up on his chin, had his fingers in his mouth.
Yeah, sometimes what happens in the heat of a moment, heat of a play when you're making a block or doing something like that, you get your fingers caught up in the face mask and don't realize it until you try to pull your fingers back and you're like, how come my fingers can't come out? Because you got them stuck on their face mask and that gets you a call all the time. Those things happen.
I will say, thank God it was an incomplete pass because I don't think that was an OPI on Ferguson. I thought it was a bogus call, and we didn't accept it anyway, so it didn't make a difference in the game. All it did was add a second to the clock because the penalty happened a second before the pass was made. So it actually gave you more time.
And they really got to get these. How come every time we have something happen in the game, it's always some kind of litigation on what the rule is? First of all, you have to be in a grasp. I don't give a damn about the ball being past the line. If you're in a grasp and you go down in the end zone, that's a safety. Sorry, you're in the grasp. That ball bullshit got to go.
Yes, sir.
Ricky.
He says I might have to avoid the Steelers game this week. I had surgery on my mouth yesterday, so I'm not trying to yell. Well, if it's Huntley versus Mason Rudolph, I give the edge extremely to Baltimore because when Huntley comes in, it's like Lamar didn't leave the field.
No, I think Lamar's going to play. He's okay. He's just got that ankle problem. He'll be all right. In fact, he got the ankle problem during practice. That's what happened. Somebody stepped on his ankle in practice. Dummies. Try not to hurt your quarterback in practice. That's pretty good, formula. Well,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'm trying to keep it clean.
About what? What?
About his stitches in his mouth.
Well, that means no sausage biting.
Yeah, that means no going downtown. Can't go downtown. No downtown.
Yeah, that's funny. No sausage biting. Yeah, thoughts on Brian Branch? It's a terrible thing. I mean, the Achilles tear, which was confirmed this morning. Schefter, Tom Pellisario, Ian Rappaport's been all over it. Jeremy Fowler, everybody of importance that we follow as Lions fans has reported that today. Why is my background gone?
Kirby needs to come in and do his thing. That's what he needs.
That's weird.
He needs to come in there. If he doesn't have any problems with his, well, everybody's not 100% obviously this time of the year, but if he can play on that knee, dude, you got to come in here because he's the leader in that secondary. We need him. Number 2.
Oh, yeah. Smoking Dead. Yes, Brian Branch is going to hurt this defense being out because he's kind of like the enforcer type of safety, whereas Kirby Joseph is the leader. Branch was doing some good things, and he got burned a couple times by CD and staff too.
Nobody. Yeah, I mean, people were. I was seeing people on social media getting on DJ Reed about keeping up with CD, and I said, "There's not too many corners that can keep up with CD."
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I get it. But what I was upset with is them getting beat at the line. It wasn't back in coverage when they're trying to keep up with them. When they're beat by 5 yards before they even notice the guys behind them, that's what I was upset about. So
yeah, I think that was a more in a second. I don't know if he's terrible on the outside. It depends. It depends on how he's playing. You got Amik is good on the outside. He's proven that against JJ, and he's proven that against pretty good coverage before. I used to think that he shouldn't be starting either as a 1 or 2, but he showed he could play 1 or 2 or 2.
He's better. He's better at a 2 than he is a 1. At the 1, he gets beat like a redheaded stepchild half the time. So I prefer him at the 2, and I think he'll be fine. But I think Rock Ya-Sin has played that position way better than Amik has.
What's that? The number 1 position?
No, the 2 position, because when he went out over there and they moved Amik back to the slot, it was a different game.
Short has nothing to do with it. DJ Reader is the same length too. Short has nothing to do with it on quarterback, Steve. On corners, Steve. It's the speed and your skill set. If you have a good skill set and good speed, you should be able to, knock down at least most of the corners in the NFL. I mean, most of the receivers in the NFL. The shortness has nothing to do with it. It really don't.
I just know it was an amazing game to watch. It was a wire-to-wire win. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Dan Campbell do it against a good defense, and this has been a good defense. I will admit, with Trayvon Diggs being out, that made it so they had nobody that could cover J-Mo.
Well, I'll tell you what. I gotta get that video. I gotta get that video of Deron Bland getting his ankles broke by Gibbs.
Oh my God, it was great. I've watched it 10 times this morning because when I saw it in the game, because I watched the first half, and that happened in the first half. He was running off to the left, and it looked like he had him dead to rights. He did a little stutter step, and next thing you know, Deron Bland, whoop,
I thought I was watching Grant Hill in his heyday on when Pistons breaking ankles like that. He broke it to his hand. I said, he got up and he walked by like, that was hilarious.
This is what we've been saying for 5 weeks now. The entire front seven hasn't been getting it done, which is a lot of the reasons why we've had these 50-50 games when the offense sputters a little bit. And I know the offense has to help them, but at the same time, we can't have the defense disappear. The defense had 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Yep. Holy shnikes, it's about damn time. And I want to bring up this because this is according to Amazon's next-gen stats they put up during the game last night. That's Hutchinson lining up all over the field, beating the left tackle, the right tackle, guards, centers. He was all over the place, and he was on Dak like white on rice.
Yeah, when he finally got to Dak just managed to get past the line of scrimmage so he couldn't get that sack.
I know. Like, damn it.
Late again.
TK plays like this every year and he never gets a contract. But guess what? Nobody ever picks him up and he comes back to the Lions practice squad. But this was the last year he's supposed to be able to be on it. because now he is a veteran because he's been on our practice squad for what, 5 straight seasons from the beginning to end, and then there was 3 where he was brought in halfway through the season. 8 years on the practice squad, that guy.
Yeah, they know how to play. They know how to play that whole game. So
I think Kelvin Shepard looked at Muhammad and said, "You got to show up tonight. We can't have you getting beat by a backup left tackle."
Well, it was fortunate it was a backup left tackle too. If Guyton was there, I don't know how good a job he would have done. But fortunately for him, it was a backup tackle. So
I really didn't.
That's where I knew. That's where I probably knew half the pressure was going to come from for Dallas, because either they're going to line up Hutch over there or keep Muhammad on one side, and that's what they did. They did a very good job on that. Muhammad just took advantage of it. He should have had about 3 or 4 sacks. He was back there quite a bit,
but he whiffed on 2. He whiffed on 2 tackles on Dak.
Yeah, that's
where he just overran it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to beat that left tackle with the same move that he used all year because it was a backup left tackle that only had a week to prepare. Tyler Guyton just went out last week, who is an all-pro left tackle. This is the last year for Khalif Raymond's contract, I believe, and I don't think he'll be back because of injuries and everything else, because availability is the best ability. And TK is proving he's a competent returner as well. And he's that guy.
Plays like he don't give a damn. He out there just running through stuff. He don't care because he's on a practice squad. I mean, he came from the practice squad. He's got a job. He don't care. He's going to come in there and just run reckless abandon. That's what he does. He's to that point now.
But prayers up to a quick recovery. If he does surgery in the right way to do it and doesn't try to do the magical cure that Aaron Rodgers did, which I don't think any position outside a quarterback or kicker can do that, because they don't have to use their legs as much as like a corner, a safety, a running back, a wide receiver, or tight end. He should be back at least by 10 months. Which, if you go back 2 months, that means he comes back in September, October area. Otherwise, it'll be closer to November, December. That's what we're looking at, because it's the beginning of December injury. And it sucks. But I only know because I've been through it. I've had my Achilles tendon sewn together, and I remember how long it was before I could walk right, let alone run. But I'm not a conditioned athlete. So There's the big difference. I was walking at 10 months and I was running at about 15. But for an average guy, that the doctor said it was amazing, because they said they didn't even know if I'd walk right again, because the micro-stitching surgery that started in 1991, it was the first year it had been done. I had the same orthopedic surgeon that made Billy Sims walk again when we repaired his knees after he was traded to Buffalo. Everybody forgets about that one. What is that about great players that get injured and we let them go and they go to Buffalo to retire?
Yeah.
Billy Sims was the first. Then it was Herman Moore. Then it was Chris Spielman. Isn't that crazy?
They go to a lot of spots. I mean, Spielman played in 2 places. He played in Cleveland too.
Right. Yeah, he played in Cleveland after that. But I'm just saying, he went to Buffalo after us. It's a shame when seemingly harmless plays results in injuries like this. Exactly. And
it's that damn field. I keep trying to tell you all that.
I know.
They gotta fix that field.
What's funny is we went to the better turf this year that they were talking about. We did change the turf. So did every indoor team changed it to the same turf. It's weird that it's affecting the Lions more than any other team. But at the same time, the drainage ditch place, which I call the field of knees, is still taking knees at an alarming rate, which is MetLife Stadium out there in New Jersey for the 2 New York teams that don't play in New York.
It's crap.
Well, they have bad drainage and they're using turf. They should be using grass. The grass would absorb that water better than turf.
Yeah, you did see a 3-4 defense being played, Jim. It was like in a zone, though. It was a zone 3-4. It wasn't a just regular 3-4.
Yeah, it wasn't a blitzing zone. And it also, if you look, 9 times out of 10, it was either a corner or safety at the other linebacker spot I saw. We didn't really run 4 linebackers, so it was more of a modified 3-3-5 is what I saw.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of like what we did in 2021 when Aaron Glenn finally got the defense to learn the 3-4 under, where he did utilize the safeties and corners in that extra linebacker spot because we didn't have the linebackers then. So Arizona does the same thing. The bad part is they put it outside in Arizona and try to keep it watered. It's 120 degrees in the summertime in Phoenix. That soil has to fall off by the time it's brought back in.
Well, no, what they do is they cover it. I mean, it's put outside, but they cover it with some kind of that's what I'm saying. If the NFL wants everybody to have grass in their stadium or have a pliable, everybody have the same playing field on their turf or in their field, they have to contribute some money to this because that's expensive commodity to do, especially for dome stadiums. I mean, you're going to have to tear up practically all of Ford Field to put grass in there. Then you got to put a lighting system in there so the grass will grow. Then you have to maintain. That costs some money. And I can understand why the Lions didn't want to do that, but at the same time, you want your players to be a little bit safer. I really do think that this is what's happening to the players in the NFL right now on these fields.
Well, and also you got to think about it. There's a temperature change in there that happens too during the game, and I'm going to go through it a little bit. We know that they're using that newer slit turf, which is supposed to be letting them get a better grip with their cleats, but at the same time, the humidity level. When that place is sitting empty and the humidity is perfect, and they're just doing their practices in the facility, everything's fine. When the fans get in there, and you have all that body heat, and it changes the internal temperature, you raise the humidity level. It happens naturally. What happens when you raise a humidity level? Condensation. Condensation on plastic or rubber coated shit. What happens? It becomes
They're aware of that. I'm sure they're aware of that, JB.
I know.
I'm just
I
saying
know,
the
but I'm
point of
just
the
saying.
matter is the point of the matter is they need to change the field so that it'll be safer for the players. I just it's just a cost thing for dome stadiums to do because again, you can't slide the field out here in Detroit. You can't do that, especially in the wintertime. That's going to kill the grass because of the cold in anything. So you have to keep it indoors, and then you got to keep it lit. Then you got to keep it maintained. That shit costs money. The NFL needs to chip in on that. They make enough money. They can help. But anyway.
So I sent you that, Dad, in your messenger. I have a friend that's been having issues with computer and TV talking to each other. She wants somebody to give her lessons. So I have a job to do this afternoon.
There you go.
Yeah, because I am kind of techie. I have helped a lot of people through little shit that all I did was Google it and help them. You know what I mean? But it's because I have a tech background that I can actually understand the instructions. Just like you. I know you do the same type of stuff for people when you got friends.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that for about 5 years. I used to be tech support. So I know how to.
I was the
You
hardware.
got a credit card terminal. You got a credit card terminal. I can help you with that.
Oh, yeah.
I do computer stuff too, though, because they have, stuff on their computer. But other than that.
Well, I did network repair, computer repair, and server repair, as well as dish internet repair, which, if you know, since you know credit card services, 95% of them still use satellite internet because it's more secure.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure it sounds like he's growing things indoors.
Don't get me started.
Nothing like a little hydroponics training.
Well, Jim, I understand. I understand what you say. As a ticket should be high, they should be able to afford it. But that isn't a very. I've looked at cost in that. That's a very expensive commodity to do for these teams that have indoor their indoor stadiums. The NFL's got enough money. Believe me, if they can afford to fly people over to overseas and play games, they can afford to help fix these fields.
Right, because guess what? Every time that they go to a soccer field, that grass is made differently are grown differently than regular grass. They're made for those players to be able to slide and do those little tricky things they do with their stuff. JB raises the hand. Amen, brother. But overall, this is the second time we gave up over 300 yards. But if you look at when they got their yards, every time we were in the passing game, we were in man coverage. When they played zone and was getting the pressure, Dak couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Everything
thought.
starts from that defensive line. That's what I've been saying. I said everybody's talking about the backfield. Well, this is the opposite thing that happened last year. We had a lot of injuries on defensive line, but the secondary was pretty much really, they were as far as injuries concerned, they were pretty good. So they were able to shut a lot of stuff down and not make everything look catastrophic. This year, it's the opposite way. Now the secondary is getting banged up a lot, and now we're seeing what that line is like when it's healthy. And it's some days it's been good, other days it hasn't been. And I think this should raise awareness with Brad Holmes to say, we actually do need another defensive end that can do something and help him out, because Muhammad coming in every 3 or 4 games to do something ain't happening,
It depends on how many Rams fans actually show up to a home game at SoFi Stadium. Because let's face it, the last 2 times we played there, the first time it was 80% Lions fans. The second time it was 70%. On that track, it might be 50-50 this time because they're playing good. But they do not usually fill their stadium of their quota of home seats. It's usually filled by opposing fans.
Well, that's because LA fans don't come out for nothing but the Lakers and the Lakers. That's it.
In USC.
Or the
USC.
Dodgers.
Yeah, Lakers. The LA fans come out for Dodgers, Lakers, and USC. They have a football team they support. That's why they don't support the Rams or the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every game, there's more ways. I've seen it this year. It's been like a 60-40 or a 70-30 split with the home fans versus the away fans. And I mean it to the away fans' advantage. It's crazy that the one game the Seahawks lost was at Rams on the road for their first time in since they lost to us the year before. I think they said they were on a streak of no road losses since they lost to us last year, right? At home.
For the Rams, I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to them that much.
Thank you, Broski. By the way, did you see what Cowboys fans gave you for saying they were going to double-digit beat the Lions?
The big L. The big L. Yeah, I was complete. I didn't necessarily think Dallas was going to win that game. I wasn't too sure either way, but I thought 3 points was going to win the game.
I thought that if Dallas won, it was going to be like a 31-17 win, and if Detroit won, it was going to be 30-24. And when it got to the fourth quarter, and I saw 30-25, and because I'm watching a game cast, I couldn't see the plays that were being run. I'm like, oh crap! If we stop a field extra point, great. But that's what the season is for the Cowboys now. Season gone.
All right, Jim. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Jim, this is for you. Make sure she hears it. And it was great to get a win. Dominant defensive effort was the main thing I saw, and consistency on the offense. Both guys had less than 20 carries. We didn't even run the ball 20 times with them too.
Which I felt that was probably going to be the case in this game. They needed to pass more. I mean, when Goff gets 300 yards, that's telling you something right there.
Right.
Because he usually don't have too many 300. Maybe 275, maybe 250s, but not a lot of 300-yard passing games.
Nope. And another touchdown. To who?
Yeah.
Isaac Tesla from 12 yards out.
And I tell you what, Amon St. Brown was playing his butt off. He gritting it out.
Nice. She waits for it daily. Oh
And
man,
Cheeks McGee. Cheeks McGee.
I know that's what I was laughing at. I saw that come at first. Do you see the video of Dak signing the card for the kid at Fort Field? That's pretty cool. Crazy because I found a Dak card yesterday signed as that S Cheeks McGee. Amon Ra always blocks like a mug, even when he's hurting.
Mhm.
That's been him and JMO and even Tesla. If you look, they were involved in that run blocking game. Why? Because we had Ross Dwelly and Rucci and Ricci in there. Because Berkshire was absolute dog shit last week.
Let's see. J-Mo had a pretty decent game. He had 7 catches for 96 yards. Amon had 6 catches for 92. So Gibbs had 7 catches for 77. That was I knew they were going to do that. I said they need to come out passing. They need to get it to use the running game effectively. They need to use the passing game like a running game. That's what they did with Gibbs. They got him across the field. They got him coming across in the middle right there between the hash marks. That's what you need to do. And I'm telling you, there ain't no better quarterback in that position to do that as Goff. If he finds that opening, he's going to carve that up all day. They couldn't stop that.
Let's talk about Captain Jack Campbell. 12 total tackles, 6 solos, 6 assisted, 1 sack, a tackle for loss, a QB hit, and a forced fumble. He had a game. Actually, St. Brown did have a practice. He was limited in practice earlier this week because I reported it.
No, he didn't have practice Tuesday and Wednesday at all. He was sitting out of practice. He didn't have any limited nothing. That's why they were asking if he's going to come in that day.
He practiced. He practiced on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, Monday he did. Monday I think he did I think Wednesday he did a walkthrough. He said he did a walkthrough Wednesday because I was watching the after show on Prime. He said he did a walkthrough on Wednesday, and then on Monday he didn't really practice. He didn't do a walkthrough either. He was just kind of running on his ankle just to see how it would work. And then the next day he kind of worked off to the side with the trainers. Yep. Yeah, he was saying how he went in depth of how he did his working out this weekend.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he said I felt fine today when I came out, so I decided to go for it.
Well, that overall, it was a 100% team effort. We used Jake Bates when we needed to. Holla fucking Luya. You want to know how good it was? In one fantasy team, all I got for Detroit is the defense and Jake Bates, right? You know what the two of them combined scored me yesterday?
Oh, some pretty good points, I'm sure, because I had Jake Bates. I know he had some points.
28 points. 28 points combined. 15 for Bates and 13 for the defense.
Well, I got 21-25 for Goff because I have Goff and Amon St. Brown, and mine gave me 15-20. It was a little bit under what he was supposed to have, and so was Goff's, but hey, it's all right. And then I had because I had the defense too. I had 14 points for Jake Bates, and that was way over his projected points. He only had projected for 8.15 at 6 points. Anzalone, he was projected at 688 for me, but he got 850, so he was ahead. Aiden Hutchinson fell short again. He was projected at 5. He got 2.5. Come on, you got to do better than that. Branch, again, he went over his projected value. He's 6.5, even though he went out. But yeah, so they did. I have a lot of Lions on one of my teams, but that's defense too. I got defense too. So
for the first time all season, I decided to sit Monty. So thank you, Lions fans. I didn't let him be on my fantasy squad. He was on my bench and he scored.
Boo.
But Goff got me 16.16. Gibbs got me 37. And JMO got me 17-3, along with the Lions defense at 13 points in my homer one that I did. So those 4 guys altogether got me 83.46 points. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
know
had
she will.
Oh yeah, she'll probably run her stupid jackass. I can't stand that chick.
Yeah, Kelly. I hate Kelly Stafford way more than I did this guy because I kept his bobblehead on purpose.
Oh, Stafford. Hey, Stafford is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever played a
Yep.
game. One
Yep.
of the top 10, in my opinion, ever to play a game.
Could be. And if he's not in your top 10, he should be at least in your top 15. That I say that right now as a Lions fan. And yes, I did hate him for a year when he left because he asked to be traded. So he became the enemy.
Well, I mean, you got to look at this. You know, a lot of people, wanting to say that about him, that he asked to be traded, but you got to look at it from his point of view too. He's going to be coming into another head coach, another offensive coordinator. He's been through 5 or 6 before that. It's getting tiring, and he didn't believe in that system, and he needed to go somewhere where had some consistency, and that's where he went in the Rams. That's why he won the Super Bowl with them. They have a consistent franchise. Lions were never consistent like that. He didn't know that it was going to turn out the way that it did. And neither did
I need you to carry this for a second, brother. I need you to carry it for a second. I'll be right back.
All right. Congratulations to Gibbs for tying Barry. Yep, under 24. He's going to break that anyway, Fred. He's going to break that. That's not going to even be a problem. But yeah, just on a Matthew Stafford thing, I don't never dish Matthew Stafford. I mean, I know he's the enemy now, obviously, because he plays on the Rams, and every time, I'm never going to be voting for him when he plays against the Lions. But at the same time, away from the Lions, I cheer for him. Hey, this is the thing about Matt. Steve, this is the thing about Matt. I don't understand how that dude could even. I mean, obvious it must be the Punani's that good or something like that, because he's had 4 kids with the girl, but she done slept with his roommate when he was in college. Dude, I couldn't respect that chick after that. I just couldn't. He's a better guy than I am, I guess, because I couldn't do that. Yeah, he's breaking that. Definitely breaking that. Breaking that. Yeah. Jameer is one of those kinds of. Now, is he Barry Sanders? No. Do never compare Jameer Gibbs to Barry Sanders, because first of all, Barry Sanders is in a class all by himself. It's kind of like Reggie White and LT. These are guys that's changed the way the game is played, or not even changed the way the game has changed the way the game has been played. But at the same time, I mean, there's a while you're never going to. I don't think there's going to be a Barry Sanders ever again in history. That's how special Barry is. And unfortunately, he had to play for the Lions, who didn't do nothing with him. I mean, they went to playoff games, but other than that, he didn't get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. That's the only thing that I feel bad about Barry for, because he should have been able to get that. Those kind of guys deserve that kind of treatment, just like Calvin Johnson. I feel the same way about Calvin Johnson too. But it is the way it is. It only took us 60 years to get a good staff. So, yeah, Billy Simpson was good. He wasn't as good as Barry either. He was one of our first franchise running backs. I don't know if you guys remember back in I think it was 84, somewhere around there, when the San Francisco 49ers were becoming into prominence. And that was a team that the Lions had to beat in the playoffs, and they lost on an Eddie Murray missed field goal. But Billy Sims took that game over. They couldn't stop him in the second half. And, and I love that. I love when he did the he did the karate kick in the Houston game. That was awesome too. I mean, he was a very dynamic back too. Again, he wasn't Barry Sanders. And then at the end of his career, he was kind of fumbling and bumbling the ball too. Yeah, he had butterfingers near the end of his career. But I mean, he was a dynamic back for the Lions. We didn't have that many dynamic backs in the history of Lions until Billy Sims came along, and then Barry Sanders. And we've been getting fortunate with that, to tell you the truth. We got Reggie Bush in his heyday, basically. but he still put up some numbers. But then you got Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs, fabulous running backs. Yep. Yeah, and you know what, Fred? That stemmed all the way from when he was playing for Georgia Tech. He had those same issues at Georgia Tech. So that back issue started at Georgia Tech. It didn't start when he started playing for the Lions. It just intensified when he played for the Lions because it's a pro game.
And Steve, I absolutely agree with you about Billy Sims. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't own his signed jersey for nothing.
Yeah, that's Steve. That's the one that's the game I was talking about when Monty Clark was sitting there praying. That dude dropped to his knees and was praying when that Eddie Murray
when he whipped it versus San Francisco.
Yeah, and this was fun. It was such a messed up game. This is how bad the luck is for the Lions. When they were in that game, that could have changed the trajectory for San Francisco. If the Lions would have won that game, I think the San Francisco 49ers that we know right now probably wouldn't have been until a couple more years later because they wouldn't have started going on their winning spree. But the whole fact that Eddie Murray was kicking field goals left and right the whole game. I mean, that dude was kicking from, I think he kicked like a 51-yard field goal in that game. He was kicking long field goals and getting them in there. And then Billy Sims took over that game in the second half. And, man, they couldn't stop him. And then just to lose on I think it was like a 49 or 42-yard field goal. I forgot what he was
44 yards. 44 yards.
And he was kicking them longer than that the whole game. And he missed.
I mean, because at that point, Eddie Murray had set the record that season at a 57-yard field goal for the Lions, as the longest ever attempted and done by a Lions player. And when he shanked that and cost them their playoff hope, and that was the only time Billy Sims had a shot to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe wasn't that the year before the Bears went on their run?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was 85, the 85 Bears. It was 84, I think, 83, or I think it was 83, the Lions.
The 83-84 season. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we'd have won that, because they didn't have that big refrigerator Perry, who was a rookie that year, that became basically the monster of the midway with everybody else they already had. You know what I'm saying? So
Brett Perriman was the other one.
Herman Moore, Brett Perriman, Johnny Morton was the three, and then we added Jermaine Crowell after Herman Moore left. And then as we let everybody else walk away, Jermaine Crowell broke his leg and became peg leg because that guy couldn't do anything after that. And we kept him and let Johnny Martin walk out the building.
And then we remember in that time too, we had David Sloan. David Sloan was a pretty good ass tight end.
Yes. And the other thing back then is that, do you know we almost had Joe Montana?
Yep.
91, the year they decided to get Scotty Mitchell. Joe Montana called the front office and talked to William Clay Ford and the GM and said, I want to come play with Barry Sanders. And that was when we had Herman Moore, and Brett Perriman was in his third season. I think Herman Moore was in his third or fourth season, and Barry was in his third. He goes, that's who I want to play with. And they told him no.
That was the Lions front office. They told a lot of people, they forbid Barry basically to go play with another team. So everything just that front office was shot anyway. They did a lot of stuff to prevent this team from succeeding, and that's why I kind of hate the front office every day. What's up, Nick?
Good to see you, brother. Yes, it is a happy victory Friday. So our playoff chances went up to 55%. I still say we got to win 3 out of the next 4 to be in. Because
I would be happy if they win all 4.
I would be happier if we win all 4, of course, because then we hit the 12-5 record I predicted. But we lost a couple games I didn't expect. We won one I didn't expect to win, and that was in Baltimore. I don't care what anybody says. I did not expect to win in Baltimore.
I didn't either.
I did say week 1, it's a crapshoot because you don't know which Lions team you're going to get, because look at them every year. We have one that scores a shit ton of points, and then one that lets up a shit ton of points. And we don't
I
know
wrote
which
that
one we
game
got.
off anyway because that was going to be the first game they're going to play with that new offensive line, and I figured that. And then, and actually, the Cataclysm because they got Micah Parsons. I said, "Oh yeah, they're definitely winning that game because
No,
they're not going to be able to stop that."
that was the last year of his contract, if I remember right, with L.A. and just before he went to Kansas City. Correct? 91?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was on his down path. He took Kansas City to playoffs though.
Yes. Harpozo, it's good to see you. I think Glasgow did fine. He got beat by Quinnen Williams a couple times, but it's Quinnen fucking Williams. That's the way I got to look at that. He wasn't a revolving door. And you know what? The biggest difference was when Miles Frazier was, after they benched Cologne, he wasn't hurt. They said, "You're out. You're in, rookie." And
yeah, I think the
Miles
communication
Frazier,
got better on that portion of the line. I think everybody, rallied around Frazier. I think that was a very good thing that they did with putting Frazier in there, and he performed admirably.
yeah, I know where they're seated. Bears are right now the number 1 seed in the NFC. I don't care what anybody says. That's where they're sitting. Because
Yeah, but
the Rams,
they have a tough schedule.
everybody has a tough schedule coming up. Even we got a tough schedule.
Well, yeah, but Chicago definitely does. This is going to be, division games are different than going to Philadelphia and winning.
I didn't know Cologne was even back in the game because we did not score a touchdown when Cologne was on the field. He was only in the first drive. Cologne was pulled after the first drive. The second drive on was all Miles Frazier. It was announced within 30 minutes of the game starting that Cologne was out. The announcers didn't announce it until like three quarters of the way through the second quarter. So after we'd been playing for an hour, it was almost halftime before they said anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Brett did. Yeah. Okay. All right, Brett.
I'm not used to your new name. Nobody is. I call him RBF Fred.
It's just Fred. We know
Or
you're Fred.
I could always go back to what our old buddy No Thumbs Garden Gnome Leonard would say and call him Fruity Fred.
All right, said Fred.
Nah, Fred's cool.
Yeah, Fred's right, said Fred.
We're sitting at 8-5, and we kind of control our own destiny. I don't care what anybody says, as long as we win the games that we are supposed to. If we get 11, we should win all of them. Yes, we should. But there is that pesky team next week that it's more of it's just like this week. Our backs are against the wall. It's a playoff game. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Dan Campbell calls consistently. Let's see if the defense can keep up the pressures to take the pressure off of the secondary.
And the bad thing about this too, they just came off a loss. And I don't like playing teams that come off a loss because they're pissed. And that makes them play better. And I'm telling you what, Stafford ain't going to have a game like that again for a while. Like he did against Carolina. He lost the game basically because he threw that interception, had a pick six, and he lost the ball, when he was driving. He ain't going to have that game again because the Rams were in that game. They should have won that game. But
the pick six was the difference in the game. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. When you throw it to somebody and they take it 86 yards to the house. Steve, there is a big chance that Notre Dame doesn't make it because even though they had a couple ranked wins, they had a couple ranked losses, and they're an independent. They don't play a conference championship game, which is what will hold them out overall. And I'm not trying to be a Notre Dame hater. I'm explaining the playoff committee. Absolutely.
I mean, if any quarterback gets rattled, they're going to make mistakes. Goff does it. You know, I've seen Patrick Mahomes do it. I've seen Lamar Jackson do it. And they all the good ones do it. So that's nothing new.
Yeah, they play the Cards this Sunday, so they can be angry this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, that's right. They got a chance to. Yeah, they need to take their frustrations
That's what I was saying.
off the card.
Take the frustrations out on them, get back in
And
there,
then come back and
oh,
be happy.
we're the best, and
and
be happy and play
and-
like shit. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And plus with Tyron
you're right, Fred.
Williams.
I forgot
Tyron-
about they had to play the Cards. Damn it.
Tyron Williams might be out for a while. He had an injury in that Panthers game too. I'm not saying Blake Corum's a bad running back because he's not. We know what he did at Michigan.
He had more yards than Kyron Williams did in that game. He was running through that defensive line like it was Swiss cheese too.
So let's see what happens with Kyron Williams because he's usually the touchdown scorers, but Blake Corum had to start him.
I'm with
It's
you, Nick.
weird playing back-to-back Thursdays. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals, the fakest bird team in the league.
And by the way,
I agree.
what you call it is out for the rest of the season. So Brissett has the helm.
Yep. They officially put him on the IR. Even though he went back to practice and he was in his 21-day activation window, they saw something that said, nope, you're staying. And you want to know what that was? Jacoby Brissett won him a game late in the year.
Yeah. Well, he's not out there playing Call of Duty either.
Exactly. Jacoby Brissett is a solid backup, and he's fine in a spot start or through a stretch of short weeks. We've seen this before in his career.
Mhm.
Didn't we even have him 1 year?
No, we never had him.
We wanted him. That's what it was.
Indianapolis. Who else had him? New England. He's relatively stayed on the AFC side, and then he came to the NFC side. I think this is his first NFC team he's played for.
Well, since how I heard they're going to do a longest yard two.
He's level 500.
Seeing how I heard they are going to do a longest yard two, I heard Kyler Murray is in the lead to be the head cheerleader. And if you guys know what picture I'm referring to.
Yeah. And it's funny too. He could be the guy that said, "Oh, why can't I be quarterback?"
Yes.
That's
He's Ralphie all day.
Here,
He's
open.
Ralphie all day. Throw me the ball.
That's why. Hit me. That's why you can't be a quarterback.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. What does the Lions do to have to beat the Rams? Play exactly like we did last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you're going to beat them.
Keep that intensity up after these next 4 games, and it'll come to you.
No. We all know what role he's trying to. Hey, Steve, that's it.
That's
Whoever
it. Score
scored.
more points. That's what makes you win.
I want to thank you, BA, for being here with me. I want to thank all the fans.
Yes, sir.
I had at over 50. You know what I'm going to say. I had an NTF moment earlier. That's why I had to leave the camera. You know what NTF is?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
That's why you cut the playbook short last week.
Yeah, it was a never trust a fart moment. I think Sewell right now, hands down, is the leader in that. I think he's given up 3 sacks all season.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else has given up I think there's somebody has given up a couple of sacks. Let's see.
I know Decker has given up a total of 6 this year, if I remember right, maybe 7. Mahogany had given up 3 or 4. Glasgow's given up more than I can count. Ratledge has given up a couple. I think Sewell's given up either 2 or 3. If I remember right.
He
High
has
five,
given
friend.
up. He has given up. Well, show me what he's been giving up there, dude. One sack. He's only given up 1 sack.
One. Wow.
1.
Oh, that's right, because the one got credited right to Ratledge after the game. They credited it. What did
Yeah,
Chip
because
do
I
to
could
make
have
the
swore
defense?
I could have swore that was going to be when Houston beat him off that corner. I was like, you let that little poopy pants beat you off the corner, dude? Come on. Let me see.
Well, that
What
was on
else.
Decker's side, wasn't it? Yeah, that was off the left.
Still. Well, no, it was
I-
off the right because he's a right tackle.
That's where it was the
So it
left
was.
side when I saw it.
But still, though, it was his. I
Either way.
felt that was his responsibility. But yeah, but whatever. It is what it is. Let me see what Glasgow is.
No, Glasgow's probably giving up 30. Sorry, he was a revolving door
you'd be
in those bad
amazed.
games.
He just is not a good run blocker. That's all that is.
Okay, so what did Shep do to make the defense better? We played more zone, like I predicted we should.
Amazingly enough, he's only
and got
let up
pressure.
one sack.
Really?
One sack.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson alone had 10 pressures, but 0 sacks. AQM had a sack. Jack Campbell had a sack. Didn't Aleem have a sack? I know he had
No.
5 sacks total.
No, I don't think he had a sack.
Let me go to the sack count. 1 for Jack Campbell, 3 for Al Qadim Muhammad,
Yeah, he had 3.
and 1 for Lee McNeil.
Lee McNeil had a sack. Ratledge has given up 2 sacks.
Laporta had back surgery and is out for the year. Robertson 100% needs to be play better. But 3 of them came from Al Qadim Muhammad, the guy who disappeared. I didn't see where he. That must have been an offensive penalty that was on. Because Dan Skipper did not have a target or a catch in the game. Ross Dwelly had a 4-yarder, and Anthony Firkser had a 7-yarder. They both only had 1 target. Jamison Williams had 9 targets with 7 receptions. Amon-Ra had 9 with 6. Jameer Gibbs had 7 with 7. Isaac Tesla had 3 with 2 and a tutty.
See, Christian
David Montgomery
gave up 2 sacks.
I knew he'd given up a couple.
And then Taylor.
So the interior line has given up 5 sacks, is what, according to that. Look up Tristan Colon. I bet you he had most of them last week. That was awful. Yep, there was a penalty for illegal formation. You said Decker had 2, right?
Decker had no. Oh, he does have 2.
Right.
Mahogany has 2. Ratledge has 2. Glasgow has 1. Panay has 1. Let me look up this Tyler.
Tristan Colon.
Tristan Colon, yeah.
Well, it is about time for us to hop off here. Tristan Colon was awful last week. I know that he was beat like a redheaded stepchild. Of course, so has been.
They don't have any
Coyote hours.
They don't have any stats for him on here for PFF. So he probably
because he doesn't have enough registered.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, he doesn't have enough snaps. That is what it is. Well, we know he sucks, but anyway. There's a penalty for illegal formation. Yeah, that's on the tight ends. When you have two new tight ends that haven't been part of the group, that's what happens. I've heard somebody was telling me that the other day. He said, "How come they're getting so many of these calls?" I said, "Well, they're calling them on the tight ends because the tight ends aren't lining up right. And when you have that nuance, and you have 2 new tight ends playing there, it's going to happen."
There. They're going to go live anyways. We'll go a little longer. Oh, yeah. And the corner that was covering him was paying him so much attention to Goff, he just let him run by. Oh, yeah, it's almost that time. It is that time. So let's go right here. This is the division breakdown as of this point. At 4-8, scoring 0 points versus the Seahawks and having 2 QBs and back-to-back weeks have a QBR lower than spiking the ball every play. It's the Skull Buck Vikings. For Skull, it's like saying score, but with a cock in your mouth. Lions are sitting at 8-5. 1 pride. At 8-3-1. The Packers. And in first place at 9-3, it's fuck the Bears.
The Bears.
I'm coming live out of Flint for the water shit, but the tires are good. I know B loves that. So we went through them, and you picked the one you like. So guess what we're going to hear before I do the outro?
Oh, the banger one? Oh, yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
City sleeps another year. Dreams deferred and soaked in beer. The wind howls a lonely song. Another season gone wrong. But wait a sound across the frozen ground. Lions talk. Lions talk. Smoking Jeremy B. Lions talk. Down rubber ghosts of better days. What? Echoes in a hazy maze. Same old story year on year. Hope and heartbreak always near. A rumble deep, secrets they will keep. Lions talk. Lions talk. Smoking Jeremy B. Lions talk.
I like this song.
This was banging.
I
That was
like
banging.
that song to like. Yeah. The heavy metal one, BA goes nuts for, but it is
No, this
time
is a
for
good
me
one,
to
though.
Yeah, that
I like
one
that.
there. We rockin' Detroit
No
Steve,
polka.
no polka.
Only in Hamtramck. Only in Hamtramck.
But Nick, just for you, because this is your first Victory Friday with me, because last week you weren't, the last couple times you haven't been there on the Victory Day. BA knows what I do at the end of my show. There it is. It's been a minute. How does that even start? How's that song start? Oh, yeah. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rock, rock, rock. Go hard, win this game. With honor you can keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! All right, have a great weekend. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. That is to start it right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. 124 comments in an hour and 6 minutes is amazing. Thank you so much for watching. 52 people. Make sure you hit that like on whatever platform you're watching it on, because that helps our channels grow. If you are not watching One Ass Cheek and Three Toes, make sure you go over there and subscribe to that channel, because DA puts up different stuff, and plus he's a podcast where he shares from everywhere else he goes.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Oh, Lord. We need an AA meeting.
Okay. Steve said he's a metalhead, so I at least got to play the beginning of it, don't I?
Lions roar! They own this turf with fire in their hearts. They prove their worth. Kneecaps shatter, their foes tremble in fright. On the battleground they rise and ignite. Smoking Jeremy brings the word in every corner.
I had to do it.
Dizzy.
I know, me too. That's why I had to stop. Thank you, Nick. Did you like that one better, Steve? I thought it was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one I wrote with AI. He was awesome. But thank you, everybody, for watching. And tune in Monday when it'll be PFS Monday, because I won't get the grades till then. Have a great weekend, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.